Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on our day 4 of listening comprehension. And today we're going to also continue to watch our video on animal adaptations. And teachers, by now, we should already know what adaptations means. Can someone tell me what adaptation means? Ms. Rosales?
Adaptations refers to changes or physical things in our body that help us interact in a safe way with our environment.
Exactly. That's a really good, I love how Ms. Rosales is using her own words to define what adaptations is. And what I've been saying is just it's ways our body helps us survive, right? So it's things that our body does to help us survive. And so today we're going to be looking at the video. And again, what I've been always telling you guys to do when you're watching a video is sometimes there's a lot of information. And in order to not get us too overwhelmed, we like to focus on one thing at a time as we watch a video. And today, one thing we're going to focus on is words that we've learned through watching this video. And we can be like nonfiction authors as they write the words that they don't know in a glossary. And so this glossary is a picture glossary. And we've seen it before in our old read aloud before, where they drew a picture, they had a word, and then they wrote their own definition of the word. When we were reading about the sun and the moon, they had their own picture glossary. And today, you're going to make your own picture glossary of words that you've discovered after watching this video. And so the teachers and I are going to model to you how we're going to do that. So after each animal, I'm going to pause the video and talk about what words we would like to include in our glossary. And one thing that writers do to make sure that they're really thinking deeply about their work is they pick words that they think their readers might be confused about, right? And so we're going to kind of channel in like that writer's mentality and think, what are some big words or words we learned today that kind of we need to explain really well or draw a picture of to really understand what the word really means. And so keep that in mind as we watch the video. What are some words that we'd like to use and really define for our friends who might be watching this video as well, or words that you learned for the first time when you're watching this video. So here we go. And again, this video is pretty fast, so feel free to pause or go back and replay the video if you need. Okay, here we go.
Different animals have different body structures and behaviors that help them to survive in a particular environment. We are going to look at the camel, the giraffe, and the penguin to see the features of their bodies that help them live in their specific habitat. First, we will look at the camel. This mammal resides in the hot desert where sand blows everywhere. Luckily, they have double rows of extra long eyelashes and thick eyebrows to help keep sand out of their eyes. They also have the ability to close their nostrils to keep the sand out. It is a misconception that camels' humps are full of water. The humps actually store fat that can be metabolized as a source of energy. The tan color of a camel's coat allows them to blend into their environment. The giraffe.
Pause right there. So that was our camel. And so let's go back to our seesaw and let's see what's a picture let's think of the word that we could define better after watching that video. Teachers, did you have a word that kind of you were like, whoa, that's a big word that I really want to define and really talk about? Miss Akimowicz?
Probably hump.
Hump, okay. So I'm going to sound it out. So we're going to put the word down here. And then I am going to attempt to draw what Miss Akimowicz just said, a hump. And so while I draw that, Miss Akimowicz, would you like to explain what a hump is?
I think from the video it is like, I know it's where the camel stores fat, but I'm not maybe a part of the body that where the camel stores fat. I'm not sure, maybe somebody can help me. Well, how would I describe a hump without saying hump?
Maybe the word bump, because it looks like a bump on its back.
Ooh, okay. A bump on the back of a camel where, back of a camel, where they store fat, their fat.
I love that. And I love how you were thinking, Miss Akimowicz, of not using the word in your definition. That's really important for us as readers and writers because we don't know what that word is, so we can't use it in our definition. And so I'm going to reword what Miss Yakimowicz and Miss Hernandez said, a bump on the back of the camel where they store fat. And that was a big aha moment too for us because some of us thought it stored water. So I think that's a really good word that you chose because that was a big misunderstanding that we kind of cleared up as we watched the video.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I'm sorry?
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for helping me.
Of course.
Yeah, I love the teamwork. And don't worry about your pictures. As you can see, Miss T is a silly little artist trying her best to draw the camel's hump. So just try your best. Okay, let's keep going to watch their next video, the next part of the video. Okay, here we go. Now we're at the giraffe. So let's think of a word that we want to define and talk about as we watch this part of the video. I'm going to rewind just a little bit.
The giraffe makes its home in the savanna, which is a grassland scattered with trees. Its neck is around 6 feet long, which is perfect for eating leaves from the tall treetops. A giraffe's tongue is long and tough, which protects it against thorns when feeding. The spotted coat of a giraffe is for camouflage. This giraffe could be easily mistaken for a tree. The Antarctic region.
Awesome. So that was the giraffe. Now, teachers, did you have a thought of what word we could talk about regarding the giraffe? Ms. Rosales?
Camouflage.
Camouflage. Awesome. And what does camouflage mean?
To blend in with your environment. I remember that from what Miss Yakimowicz shared in the past video.
Ooh, I love how you're using your prior knowledge and the new things that we're learning as we watch the video. Teachers, how do you think I should draw camouflage?
Maybe a tree and then a giraffe. Good luck.
And remember, kids, that's why we have so much fun, because this is a new activity that we want you to have fun as you're learning, and you're going to do your best work. I'm going to draw the giraffe. Oops. Kind of having the same color. So if they're going to blend in, we want to make sure they have the same color. So here's mine. Ooh, okay, let's think about this, Miss T. The giraffe. Whee.
So many details.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And so it's kind of blending in because the tree and the giraffe have the same little, forget the little ears. Okay, there we go. And so they're the same color because they're blending into the environment. Love it. Good word. Okay, let's go back to the last animal, the penguin. And let's see. I will definitely be calling Ms. Hernandez, so heads up what word we'd like to talk about with the penguins. Here we go.
The Antarctic region is home to the penguin. It is extremely cold here, and the water temperatures never rise above freezing. Penguins have to keep high body temperatures to remain active. They have thick skin and lots of fat called blubber under their skin to keep warm in the cold weather. The dark-colored feathers of their back surface absorb heat from the sun, which also helps keep them warm. Penguins have webbed feet for powerful swimming. Their bodies are streamlined to reduce drag in the water. A penguin's bones are solid and heavy, which allow them to stay underwater. Their wings, shaped like flippers, help them to swim at speeds up to 15 miles per hour. The camel, giraffe, and penguin.
Awesome. There were a lot of words there. So I'm sure, kids, you'll have a lot of different ideas. But Ms. Hernandez, did you have a word you'd like to talk about?
I heard the word blubber.
Blubber. I love it. And how would we want to define blubber?
It said that it's fat under the skin that helps keep the penguins warm.
Love it. And we also, as humans, have fat under our skin, but I don't think we call it blubber. Awesome. And good luck, Miss T, drawing this blubber. Oh, oops, why is it brown? I want it to be black. So it's, again, when we think about our drawings, we want to really, I'm not just going to draw a penguin because I talked about a penguin. I'm drawing the word. So I'm looking at blubber, and Miss Hernandez told me it's fat under the skin. So I'm going to maybe draw its body a little bit. And it's the fat under the arm. So I might just draw a little arrow. I know its flippers are black here, and it's white in here. I'll try my best.
You're doing an amazing job.
Yes.
And it's just inside. That is where the blubber is, inside the penguin skin to keep it warm. Awesome. I'm so excited to see your drawings and your words and your definitions. And I really want to challenge you to use your own thinking and always go back and replay the video. And I'll point to the part of the video. If you click the CC right here, they'll spell out the word for you too. So you can use that word and put it into your glossary if you're like confused about the spelling. So that's just a tip. We're so excited to see what you come up with. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.